to my creative escape on a Wednesday night, my weekly Facebook Live session, and you're with Rochelle Smith of Stampin' Flair in Melbourne. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're having a really nice week. And today I've got a fun new product to share with you. And you may have seen me share some of the products on my Facebook Lives in earlier sessions, but I will be creating some cards today, and it's the new Butterfly Brilliance Collection. It's got some beautiful butterflies, and if you're a butterfly fan, definitely for you. And the paper that accompanies it is my favorite. Really, really pretty. And if you love those soft, beautiful colors, you'll love this paper. It's just really pretty. And the best part about it, I think it's got some dies that cut out those butterflies to make your life a whole lot easier. And please say hi if you're here with me. Whoever's here with me, please give me a hi, and feel free to comment throughout this live as to what you're liking or what you think, or whether you've tried these products, if you're wanting to get them, or what colors you like in them. Anything, just chat with me in the chat box as we go through this, and I will occasionally try and check through those comments while I am going through my live, as sometimes I get into creating and I don't always check the chat box. But please leave your comments and I will go through them, and if I miss any, I will go through after the live. However, if you're watching this on replay, please say you're watching it via replay, or if you're watching it on my YouTube, I would love a share and just subscribe to it as well. So let's get on to creating, and I'll show you the products we're using. Hey Sharon, nice to see you here. I'll just turn over. So just to start off with, I will go through the collection by way of a pamphlet, and then I will show you what we have. So these products, the collection on whole is available. It was available from yesterday, and it's available to the 3rd of May. The papers that come with it will not be available in the new catalog. However, the dies and the stamp sets will be carrying through. You're better off getting the entire. It's not a suite as such, it's a collection. It's got quite a few products in it. So to start off with, I will show you the stamp set, which is that. It is one stamp set. I am contemplating cutting it, but at the moment it is whole. Let me just push that up so you can see that. So it's a nice big stamp set. And these are the dies that accompany it. So I will we'll use some of it today, but not all of it. So you've got one big die to cut that out. I will show you how it cuts the designer series paper as well. Then you've got individual dies. So these would probably work well on some designer series paper if you wanted to cut them separately, or you could die cut them off cardstock. Then you've got some individual, there's another small butterfly there, some individual textured kind of images, or I'm going to use that little piece, and just to show you what it can do, it gives you some nice texture. I'll link that die out so we can see what that does. Then we've got, I'm going to see what this exactly is called. It's called Natural Touch Specialty Paper. You get 2 sheets of this, and it actually has a texture when you feel it, and you can see the texture in it. Let me just turn that off so that you get a better look at that. Sometimes when there's too much light, and it's different on the other side, and you can stamp, emboss. I'm going to show you some different things with that today. Back on, turn the light back on, and Now for the paper, this is really pretty paper. It's 6x6 paper, and the colors that go with it, you've got basic black Bermuda Bay, blushing bright, Calypso Coral, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, Sour Saffron, and it says Whisper White. Now it's basic white, but you get, it's a range. So you've got a good range of colors, which I think is really good. So there's lots of pretty paper. And I've said I can see baby cards, I can see birthday cards, sympathy cards, being done with these lovely colors. So with 48 sheets you're getting. Is that a lovely sheet? It's muted, like even though it's Magenta Madness, it's a muted tone. Now this is the one that you can die cut directly from the designer series paper. So that makes life a whole lot easier. We can see how that works, and you've got a whole lot of colored butterflies ready to go. So I'm just going to hold that aside because we're going to try that out later. And I'm just seeing if I missed any in my bag. That pretty much covers it. So you've got a good mix of, oh, maybe I missed this, I'm not sure. That one. Yeah, that one. That's nice too. So quite a lot of paper in that, a good mix, I think. Hi Jen, lovely to see you here. Thanks for watching everyone on a Wednesday night, halfway through the week. Couple days more, we've got a long weekend. Yay. What have we got on the long weekend? Anything planned or not planned? Just winging it this weekend. So for my first card, this is what I created, but of course I will do it in another color just to give us a different look. And we are going to use, I'm using it in conjunction with the Tasteful touches just for some sentiments, because the butterfly, it's called the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set, is of course just the butterflies, and you want something to have some sentiments and things like that, so that's a good set, and I love the textured look of that. So I'm based in Australia, in Melbourne, and in a town called Blind Barge. Many people have not heard of it. Some have. It's in Victoria, in the southeastern suburbs. I'm bringing in my die cutting machine. And we're just going to die cut these butterflies, and I'll show you how nice and easy that is for you. So no coloring necessary. I mean, you can, of course, if you want to, but just for now, today we're just going to keep it nice and easy with you today. And I'll just put a bit of washi on one side just to make sure that doesn't move. That's just to hold the die in place, because maybe we might do a couple, maybe one there and one up the top. But they're pretty butterflies, but don't throw the other sections of it, because you can always use them. And I've got a little bit of something in my head what I want to do, and I will share that further down the track. You can die cut them and use it. Lots of things you can do with corner pieces, corner butterflies. And you can even decorate the insides of your cards with them. Just stick them on the side of your card. So don't waste your corner pieces. And one pass is enough for this. It just comes straight out. So when I first cut this, I thought, oh, it's all going to come in one piece. But it doesn't. So that's even better. And you get all these lots of butterflies you can use. Alright. So I've got my butterflies ready. I don't need them all, but you've got it all handy. We can use it. I'm going to use it on the next card as well. So for our project today, or for the card I've got today, I've got a piece of that Natural Touch Designer Series paper. Or just Natural Touch. I don't know what it's called, the Designer Series specialty paper. So you've got two sides. You're probably going to use this side. It's 5 centimeters wide. We don't need the whole length, but it's just what I had left over from using it for something else. A basic white card base, so just 14.8 by 10.5 folded. Then this is just, I'll show you what I use that for. It's a 9.9 by 14.2, a basic white matte. No, that's okay, Jan. That's not a problem at all. It's hard to tell. You don't know where your people are watching from, or you don't know. Sometimes we watch YouTube videos and you don't know where people are. That's not an issue at all. I'm glad you're watching. It's good. It's lovely. And so I've got two pieces. So basically it's the same piece of paper, but I'm just going to flip it. This one was two different pieces. I have cut it at a width of 9.9 and here is 15.2. It just gives me a bit of extra for doing that. So you get a bit extra. So now what I'm going to do is stick this on my piece of white. This just gives me a bit of freedom to do stuff, because if I stick this directly on this card base, it doesn't allow, if I wanted to change my mind and add a ribbon, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But if I use this as my mark, it gives me a bit more room for changing my mind or doing something else, whatever I want. So this is a bit smaller, so I'll stick that right directly on top of that. You can cut your white a bit smaller and use a bit of, this is a good piece of card, but use some of your scrap because no one can see what's going under there. So if you had some scrap which you have stamped on and it got mucked up or something like that, you can always use that under. No one can see it. That's what I used on my other one. I had stamped all over it. You can't even tell. I really love the muted tones of this paper. It's just really nice. So now I can pop that up a bit, and it just allows with a bit of just to pop that up on your card if you wanted to. Just making sure that's straight, and it's probably not, but we can adjust that. It gives you room for adjusting. Oh, I'm kind of right. I thought I wasn't, but I was. Let's double check. A little bit can come off the bottom. I'll trim that down a little bit. Just making sure that's dead straight. I don't know. The cats are going crazy. They're running up and down. They had their dinner. I can just hear them going up and down the stairs. We've got two kittens. They're 5 months old. They're sisters. So that's just the base I've got ready to go. Alright. Now we'll play with this. So what I have is these Tailored Tag Punch. Now this has been around a while, so it's still available, but it has been around a while. So if you cut it punching like this, you're gonna get a banner style look, but I'm gonna insert it the other way. So by inserting it, let me get rid of this, what I was doing earlier. Doesn't want to come out. By inserting it this way, you will get the opposite look. So you can get like a you just got to stick it right in that little crevice there. Still going, it's just playing up now. I might make it a bit smaller. Let's try this way. Yeah, that's easier. So what it's going to do, offer you that option to have it, instead of the tag look, it's going to give you like a V. And you can do that with most of your punches. You can insert it the other way, you can shorten them and things like that. So now to my timeless, tasteful touches. Stamp set. And I've just picked this one. And I'm just creating a little bit of texture and stamping on the back of this piece. I will roughly cut it down there and we can trim that down further, but I just want to make sure my stamping is approximate. So I will give it about 8 centimeters from the tip. And then I can use that other piece for another. It's just a little bit of extra. It might be a bit shorter than my last one, but it was just to add some texture on that. So I can't even do this, so let's go that again and we'll try this. And you can see how I did it again. See that I can do it a second time. I'm trying it the way I said I wanted to try it. Cardstock goes in a little bit easier because it's more sturdy. And you could do that on that side as well, then you get a different type of banner. So we have, I'm going to do this in a different color scheme, so we're doing in pinks. So I've got Magenta Madness, which is one of our in colors which were brought in last year, and Petal Pink. So for our 2 different shades. On this one, I used Bermuda Base Stamped Off and Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to go with Magenta Madness, but I'm going to stamp off on this. I might even try 3 times stamped off, but I think twice. Once stamped off is fine. So stamping off means you just ink it up. So we go tap, 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 ink up, and get a rough piece of paper, scrap piece of paper, stamp off your first stamp, and then we're just gonna stamp. So we get a stamp on our desired piece. So you're getting a muted tone of it, so not as strong in color. So again, we're just gonna go around like that, stamp off, and I will stamp on there. So it's giving a bit of texture, a bit of interest onto that piece at the back. So that's basically what I've done for that. And then we'll pick a butterfly that kind of matches, and I think that's quite sweet. The next thing I'm going to do is pick up piece of basic white, and we will stamp our sentiment. The sentiment is also from the Tasteful Touches stamp set, and I've just picked You Are the Best because it fits nicely on that corner. You can choose what you like. And we'll use Tuxedo Black for that. Excuse me, scratching fine like something away there. If I go this way, I can save my cardstock. The label I have used is from the Tasteful labels, which is the part of the bundle with the Tasteful Chapter stamp set. So when you buy those as a bundle, you get 10% off the price. So anything anywhere where you see in our catalogs where it says bundle 10% off, you're going to get 10% off. So instead of buying separate stamp sets separately and things like that. So I will bring in my little die cutting machine, the mini. It's called the mini stamping pad and emboss machine. It's very handy and it's very light. That's really, I find that really nice to work with. It's just really light. So these plates are numbered. I go through this each session because I don't know, it's always good. You have different people watching. So our plates are numbered and it actually gives you instructions how to die cut and how to emboss what sandwiches. So you use plate 1 and then you use your plate 2. You get 2 plate 2s for your die cutting. Now I tend to like to have one of my plate 2s always at the bottom. So I always use the same plate 2 at the bottom. That's my personal preference. And that's just so I can keep my top plate 2 a little bit clean and not scratched. It still scratches to an extent, but then it's easy and nice when you die cut. It's not leaving any imprint on your on your stamped images or anything like that. It saves it a bit. That's always my way, and I prefer to have a separate set of plates for embossing as well. That being said, with this particular machine, I haven't got myself a second set, but so that cuts out like that. Okay, and that's not very straight, so I'm gonna redo that. That is terrible. Let's start that again. Normally I can't work around that, but that's a bit wonky. A little bit wonky. My trick is when it's wonky, I'll just try to stick it down wonky, and you can't tell. Do you do that? If you do a layer at the back that's a bit on the side and something else on the side and things like that. Sorry for the shaking, guys. Just sitting down and doing this, it's a bit harder to manage. Alright, that's a little bit better. Okay. Now, I will get my piece of scrap and we are going to do some stamping, just a little bit. And this is what I like in this stamp set. You've got little bits of textured images. So we'll get our Petal pink. I have to think there for a sec. I thought I was saying the wrong color. Petal pink. This head's winking, you can tell. inking up the sides. And then I'm just going to stamp a bit on that side. And the idea with this is it's sort of a bit of an all-over pattern. And then I'm going to get a sponge dauber. And I have some sponge daubers that are for the pink shades. I don't particularly have one for each color. That's got a bit of little of another color, so I'm just these are little, you get I think 5 in a pack, and it just fits on top of your fingers. So it's got a little hole that you can see, and it's got a little sponge on top, and it's great for adding a bit of sponging or color to your sides of your images or on your images. Easy to manage too when they're like this small. Okay, so I'm just bringing in like that. And I will bring in some of the Magenta Madness to just bring the color in. Moving from a lighter color to a darker color is not so drastic in the sense of having to worry about the cleanup process because you're bringing a dark color. But if you move from that to the lighter color, you just got to be a bit careful if you're cleaning up. And by doing this, you're toning in your colors and making it blend in. So we're pretty much ready to assemble. See, that is quite a shiny surface, like when you look at it, but it dries really well. No issues at all with the stamping of that. If you wanted to, you could pop that on dimensional, and I might do that. I didn't do that on my original card, but I think I might just bring it up a bit. Bring that down. You could pop that into the trimmer. The other thing you can do is make that piece a bit smaller, so you're not worrying about that can be seen. Because it's a larger image, I'm using a few dimensionals because you want it to hold together. You don't want it sagging, falling apart. Our dimensionals are very strong, but you want it to be nice and even across. So just center that. Then we'll just glue that straight across there. So you can stamp on either end, on either side I should say, not either side. I just like the other side because of the wood texture on it. Then we'll use our dimensionals again on this, on the sentiment. Let's put that there. So we could put maybe a couple, because the original card had a larger butterfly, so we'll just see what kind of fits in here. Now I take in, we've got the pink butterfly. I didn't curve the wings of the larger one. I'm just using my bone folder to give that a bit of a curl like that. And let's see, is there a little yellow one going on there? I'm not sure. What do you think? You could put any of those colors really. They're kind of all match. So we've got all those butterflies. Let's do a bit of a mix and match and see what happens. Perhaps I'm going to do a naughty. Pull that a bit down there. And maybe we can do that. Yeah. So now I'm just going to cut some strips of this so that I can just finish off my dimensionals and just get some strippy bits for the center of that butterfly. So you want those wings sitting up. And maybe I'll just put a couple there just to secure it a little bit better. So use up all your little sections. Maybe the smaller one. Nice one. Take all everything. It's nice paper, isn't it? What do you think? You like this paper? I do. I like the softness of it. Now let's just decorate just put some embellishments on. So I think I have these pearls. I keep using the pink ones, like I said the other day. Let's keep going. But the good thing is you could even color those ones. Let's use this. So these are the pastel pearls you get with the hydrangea suite. Alright, so now to finish off our inside of our card and the envelope, I will just use this stamp. You can decorate with paper, but I'm just deciding to use the stamp. It's nice and clear. You can use one of your butterflies too if you want. You can use both. We'll see what we can do. Use some of the butterflies, you have to stick it flat. I'll just leave that. So I've stamped off. Maybe a small one we could always die cut as individual butterflies. So that's that particular card done. Let me know what you think. You can. It's quite easy to copy this one and for you to redo it. Making the most of that beautiful paper, and that's what I've tried to do because it's so pretty. You really don't want to cover up too much of it, and you don't really have to color it or anything. So just gives you options. Next card I am doing, I haven't actually made it, and I thought, well, I'll just do something else. I have an idea of what I want to do, and I thought I could do something while I was thinking about it and see how we go with it. So I have, I've done some of the die cutting. It's a pool party card base. And a piece of pool party cardstock. 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 And a piece of po And this is the same natural touch paper, which I've embossed with the Meadow Moments embossing folder. So this is that embossing folder, and I picked it because it's got the cute little butterflies in it and it went well with our project and our paper today. This is the Tasteful Touches, Tasteful Labels die. So this has some lovely dies, great for labels and things like, and sentiments and things. So it's labels. So that's that one, which I've die cut. And that's the other side of that paper. I've also got some foil. So I've die cut these butterflies from that foil. That is from the True Love, not True Love, it's the Forever and Always Sweet. And you get 3 colors. You get Sahara Sand, Rock Opera Rose, and Blushing Bride foil. So I've die cut a butterfly from this. And so it's ready to go. Showing you some die cutting, but I thought, oh, I'll save some time and by doing some of this ahead of time. This is a piece of designer series paper which I've got for this. Okay, so that's for my inside of my card. So this is what I had planned and what I was thinking in my mind. So we're going to use the Tasteful Touches stamp set again. You can tell that I do love it, and we're just going to add some stamping on the background on the back of the cardstock in Pool Party. Because we want to go off the page a bit. So this is Pool Party. I'm just going to go like that, right down my page. And it's just adding texture. So you might not see much of it, and I might add a little more on this side. So I've done the bottom. So you'll just see a little bit. You don't need much. Stuff like that. Then what I was going to do is going to use this really cute. This is adding a little more texture. Is this particular die? Let me just come out. This one. So we're just going to have to run it through the die cutting machine, and we're going to do it on the card base. So like it's as it looks, it's going to add holes in the card. If you don't like that, then don't do this. I just like a little bit of just added texture on that. The good thing is you don't have to have it straight. You just cut through. It gives that kind of effect. So I'm just going to add a few around there. let's place it and see how it looks. See, it has a nice, quite a cute look. So we'll do a couple more, and I'll just flip that a bit. And then I'm going to go on the opposite corner and do one so it balances out. Just bring that back out. Then we'll just do one up there. And the reason I'm pulling it back is because I haven't put my cardstock in straight, and therefore it's going to crush my card base. And that's why I pulled it back before it had to go to that second round. So it'll give you a texture on the back as well. So that's a win-win. So I'm going to get all my little pieces ready. So let's stick that together. So that's just a pool party, and I like doing that sometimes, pool party on pool party, the same color. Just lift the, brings the depth out when you use the same color. So now when you add dimensionals on this, just make sure you do it in the center because you don't want it to be seen through, or you can do it wherever, just make sure it's not seen through those gaps. So I'll probably just do a few in the center. And then you can adjust and add more once you have put what's necessary. But I don't think it'll be necessary. So you've got a nice textured piece there. What do you think of this little dotty, I don't know, holes, spots, butterfly wishes, things? I don't know. I'm going to stamp my sentiment on this piece. And your special fits on there quite nicely. So let's play with that. And we will use, what color shall we use? Maybe we could go Misty Moonlight, I think. We'll bring that out a bit. You can pick up from the colors within your past designer series paper. And I'm pushing that to the left. So that's Misty Moonlight I've used for the sentiment. Next thing I'll do is I'll cut this down to just fit on that. So that's a depth of 8.4. The trimmer is terrific, so if you haven't got one, you will need one to make sure all your customers is right. Essentials. That fits nicely. And what I'm going to do is put that like So you only have partial of the sentiment visible there. Not the sentiment, the label visible. And we can put our little butterfly there. So I'm going to stick that straight down because I want the pieces flat. Ideally, it would have been good to have it lifted or with dimensionals, but it's just how I wanted that piece sitting. So I'm going to have that straight down with glue. Here, of course, we'll have the butterfly popping up. So again, using all that nice designer series paper, and I've just made use of some of the dies within that. I'm just curling those wings of the butterfly. And what I'll do is now I'm just going to put some glue dots that is easy to hold. Okay, Jen, thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again. I'm here every Wednesday, so definitely, and sometimes in between the week as well. So that's our little butterfly. I think that's quite cute, and it goes well. It brings a nice little blingy look to that card with that. And what do you reckon? What do we put for? Oh, I did have something else I did have to do, but that's okay. I kind of forgot. I had an idea. Let's see whether we can do that on this. I don't know. I think with the bling, I did want to put that under, but we probably could. I could kind of go, or we could even put it under here. I want to leave that. Maybe some ribbon, or we could do some hunting around in my ribbon drawer, in my ribbon drawers. Let's see. That's a nice metallic ribbon. I think we'll go back to our little dots like Pastel Pearls, or is that quite good? I mean, I go with the, let's see what I've got. You can go with the white ones, might be nice. Just for contrast from the pink. Okay. They're lovely, those pearls, and the good thing with that, you can color them in if you wanted to. That's our little card there. And I would I would put a piece of DSP in there, or I had another butterfly which I would decorate the envelope with that, so that it's really pretty, and then put some DSP on the inside. With this particular butterfly, I actually ran it through twice. It comes off easy. I only ran them through once, and it does come off easy, but probably can't easier. So you just got to pop it out with the Take Your Pick tool, which I went through before I went on, but I think you're better off running it a couple of times and it'll just be a bit easier for you. The trick with this glue is just, before you release it, just put it on a bit of scrap paper so the first lot comes out quick and you don't get one big chunk of it, and then just put little bits. that's a pretty card. I haven't decorated the inside, but I would do it with just some DSP on it. So those are our little cards we did today. So I hope you enjoyed that project that I've shared with you. The projects that I've shared with you. Just some simple use of the Butterfly Brilliance card collection. And you can, that was the original of my card, and that's the one I made live on our live. So it's just same, but a little bit different. So for today, I have got a special offer. So orders placed with me. I wanted to show you what I'm going to offer you. But it's the beautiful. If your order reaches over $100, so this offer is valid until Sunday. I will give you the little enamel butterflies, which are in the annual catalog, and they would go perfect with this particular suite or this collection. And you may have missed it, you may have seen it in the annual catalog, and it's in our outgoing in colors. So it's something, and I'm hunting for them. Do you think I can find them? No. I'm going to show it to you in the annual catalog because they've gone. They've flown away, my butterflies. Okay, no, it's definitely in here because I used it for my last class. Here, I will show it to you. So that's in orders of $100. So our in colors are the retiring in colors. They are going this in a month or so. So our retiring list will come out in a month. In the next few weeks, actually, you will get to know what our retiring list is. And don't you love my book? It's all got stuff everywhere. So this is what I'm offering you. It's the Butterfly Gems. They are called. It's not in it's that product there. You get 20 each in 5 colors. So that's your retiring colors. And any orders of $100, and that offer is valid until Sunday. So you can get your orders to me. You can add this for this particular suite. You can add any other suite to match, or any products or glues or whatever you like. And yeah, get your orders in. I will put my products, what I've used today, up on the link so you can see what I've used, and I'll place the link. But of course, you can call me as well to place the order. I'm happy to help you with that. Any questions, always I'm here to answer. Yes, I'm working during the day in my other job, so sometimes I don't always get back to you during the day. I will get back to you in the evening, and just leave me a message to give me a chance. I'll get back to you in the evening. So thanks so much for watching me on this creative escape. I do appreciate your time and that you share this time with me. I really value if you would share this video with others who would enjoy, and invite others to watch along with you. Thanks everyone. See you. Bye.